Greetings little mortals, I do wonder when HR will learn this is not the same as it was 15 years ago. You cannot hide things as you once did, you cannot obscure the facts of an incident regardless if you want to. I don't know why you thought we would not be able to tell when Genshin Twitter used that utter trash you called a PR statement. In all honesty, hoyovers should be excessively ashamed of that comment. Not only was it poorly made, it was excessively slanderous in nature. The world is not going to be shaped how the modern-day feminist desire, no mortal has a hand in that, it is not your place. Even spiritual creatures who are mortal for the time are to remain as observers during such events. Since Elliot is not likely to return to hoyovers, seeking justice will only benefit him. It will serve as a bludgeon against the horrible work ethics of hoyovers' HR department as well as the slanderous celebratory vile vomit of that Twitter user. While he will see trouble in gaining any gigs, it will be much easier for him to wean out bad actors and see the predatory contract points for what they are. There is no doubt there was a violation of the contract. The doubt is in rather that violation was on the side of Elliot or hoyovers. Since some idle laws are actual illegal terms in some US states, we highly encourage anyone entering into a contract with any localizers to have a contract attorney on their side, not the company. It is not beneficial to just sign a contract with idle laws. The curse Elliot left behind will haunt hoyovers. An example of this was a comment someone mentioned to me recently about how if Tighnari's voice was not made to be the extremely attractive soft scholar type that was sassy and sarcastic at the same time, it'd be a wasted opportunity. It could make them suffer for it, and it is clear it would be hoyovers' own fault for not reining in its horrible HR department to start with. The funny thing about lies is that they eventually come to light. The truth is not something that hides in shadows. There was still a far better way to handle things without causing potential for future legal conflict. A PR statement discerning the Twitter user's action as highly suspect and inappropriate to start would be better, since again going to Twitter to shout is not a proper way to handle things. Their accusations are too broad and they keep changing their story to try and contradict the truth that was coming out about their bad behavior and past interacts with other VAs. When confronted with the fact their story was falling apart before them, the Twitter user resorted to what could be considered a deep fake, since the source was never really confirmable outside the accuser. Furthermore, the cancel culture attacks of removing everything they can hurt them if their video was true. Even then, bad jokes are not cause for firing someone and could be one such idle law that is illegal to have in contracts due to its predatory nature. This law that controls speech would directly violate the First Amendment of the US and be classified as unenforceable, making the termination a wrongful termination regardless of the contract. The next course of action for hoyovers should have been to determine whether or not any law was actually violated either in reality or the contract. This is an assessment best done through a trusted third party, trusted as in trusted by both sides. If it's clear the VA does have to be let go, any mentions of a reason to the public should be avoided. This would be to protect both Elliot and the company from any rumors should they eventually come up false, as they have. By letting the VA go under neutral terms, if the bad party is exposed as they did themselves, any amending of damages can be possible even if it's not through recasting the dropped VA. The reason it is done this way and not the way hoyovers did it is actually to protect the company from any legal liability, regardless if it's from the rumors or the VA seeking justice. This is why the statement Genshin Twitter made was in itself a violation of its own contract, though not with the VA. All businesses have a contract with OSHA to ensure safe workspaces, and the most unsafe thing that a localizer can do is allow its male VAs to be under attack by random people on Twitter. This is because that gives some stranger who could be lying through their teeth power over another person's livelihood. This is one reason Elon's idea to no longer tolerate false accusers on Twitter is actually a real step forward. And as an example of deepfake's power, I will say this. Just trying the program with Mona's English voice proves the theory that a deepfake could be used to set up a VA. If the subject of the deepfake in question were not such a controversial meme, I would feel more comfortable posting it here. If you want to progress past the event, you will have to learn to be less sensitive to words and bad jokes. You will also have to learn to be more cautious of bad actors in the disguise of a person just wanting to help.